Who was the scariest classmate you ever met? I've been a public school teacher for a decade. I've only ever been scared of one student. First of all, this was in my first few years of teaching. This student was of myth in my school. I taught at an alternative school for students that had been expelled from every other school, but overall, my students were chill. The exception was Ethan. Ethan was a sophomore when I met him. At that point, I didn't teach him, but boy, did I hear about him. Somehow, his mom was able to game the paperwork and education system enough that this kid was unpunishable. So much so that this kid literally pushed a 8-month pregnant teacher down, and he was back 2 weeks later. He could literally punch a kid in the mouth and be back 2 days later, and because of this, he was just a massive problem. The first terrifying discovery for me was that his mom was very vocal about not wanting him home because she was scared of him. She had a good reason to be. Ethan, as a small child, tried to oof his family by lighting their house on fire, specifically trying to oof his brother by duct taping him to his bed while he slept. His brother survived but had horrific burns, but I finally had the pleasure of teaching Ethan in his senior year. He had approximately 10 credits, all gym-based, and was nowhere near graduation. My first note was that this is the only kid I've ever met that just had nothing going on behind his eyes. He was shark-like. He never smiled or laughed unless someone got hurt. One day, Ethan wasn't there, which frankly was odd. He had a great substance business going at school, and he only had to avoid one cop. The next day, we found out why he wasn't there. Ethan oofed a kid, punched him in the head for $12. He got 25 to life.